what can you say to women like Beyonce, to Kim Kardashians, and the Paris Hiltons in the world? This is the image for women to be like. This is what the news media is telling you. You got to be like Paris Hilton to be successful. You got to be like Lindsay Lohan to be successful. You need to be also like Mickey Cyrus to be successful. What do you say to women who are telling the news media is telling this to them? What do you say to women who actually, here you are, you've been abused, you've been through an awful relationship? What do you say to women who are actually having a press tell you that women need to be like Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, and Mickey Cyrus? Go ahead and go ahead and express your opinion about that. Go ahead.
God told me one thing going into this year, and He said, Allie, I did not make you to be or look like anybody else, and I did not anybody else be or make them to look like you. I made you to be you, and nobody else can do you better than you can do you.
Mm-hmm.
And He told me, do not compare yourself to anyone else. And that is what I tell girls everywhere I go. Is, you know what? You weren't made to be Paris Hilton, and there's a reason. You weren't made to look like Beyonce, and there's a reason. Mm-hmm. They weren't made to be you, and there's a reason. And they need to understand that who they are as that individual has value. Mm-hmm. Who they are right there in that moment has value. And there's a reason that God did that for them. Put mm-hmm. them on a for a purpose, for a bigger purpose than them, if they have that value. And besides, when you look at all these people, they really just sold their soul for money.
Right.
It's really all it comes down to. But I guarantee you that behind closed doors, life probably isn't that pretty for them. Because you can't do that consistently and have peace.
No.
You can't keep selling your soul and selling out and keeping in and sizing the apple and expecting to have peace. It just doesn't work that way. But no one talks about that. Like I was saying earlier, they want to talk about the benefits of doing these things and looking a certain way and acting a certain way and dancing a certain way, but no one's going to talk to you about the personal torment that you feel at night. And that is what these girls need to know. Is it's all a lie, it's all a deception, and that you are worth more than a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it's for, is a paycheck.
Right. What a great message, because it's just great having you as such a wonderful guest, because you're actually telling women that you don't need to be this kind of sinful behaviors. What it is, it's sinful behavior. It's all about greed, money, and power. What you just said there, and you're right. That's what it comes down to, is greed, money, and power, pretty much. But does it buy you happiness? No. Look what we're seeing right now. Look at society. This is what our society is based on. How much money you make, how successful it can be. Well, money doesn't buy you success. What money does, it just gets you. It provides you a living. But is it God's money? No. Is it sinful? It's sinful money, but you can turn a sinful dollar into a godly dollar. You can do that, right?
Yes, absolutely.
What do you say to women who are actually trying to do exactly the opposite, trying to turn a sinful dollar into a sinful behavior? What do you say to women like this?
I think that is, I think that there's such a pressure. And there's this whole move of, being a strong, empowered, and independent woman, and that's great. It's great to be independent, it's great to be driven, it's great to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
I am those things as well. I'm very independent and very driven.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, a woman wasn't designed, she wasn't made to be the dominant authority.
Right.
That is not the way God designed us to be. And so for us to start stepping outside of that and being this over-domineering, in your face type of thing, it's so opposite from what God made us to be. And they just take on this false identity Mark, if you were to sit down and ask them really who they are, a lot of them probably couldn't tell you.
Right.
Because they have been so brainwashed by their producers and by their agents and by their networks. And they've been so brainwashed by what they're supposed to do, they probably couldn't even tell you. And so I don't believe in my heart of hearts that they really even know how bad their behavior is.
Right.
I don't think that they really get up on stage and think, I'm going to be as bad as I can. I think that they're so brainwashed. And they just need to hear truth. They need someone to just love on them in that moment. Someone that isn't starstruck, someone that isn't awestruck by their celebrity, because we're all the same. And to go up to them and just love them where they're at. I think that when you start showing love to people, something changes. Something breaks in them. And I think that that's what they needed. They just need a voice of truth. And they're crying out for it. They don't even know it. It's why they're doing all this crazy behavior, because they want the attention. They want the fame, like you said. They want those things, and they're crying out for acceptance, but they don't even know how to get it.
Right.
So I would probably, if I came across one of them, I would probably love on them and just start speaking truth to who they really are. Truth to the woman of God that's inside. Foreign value woman.
Right. Now, what a great message you're saying, because it needs to be said. It really does. What you're saying does need to be said.